Sports season winds down. We have a number of teams that are on the rise. Our own Alyssa Ray checks in with the PH boys soccer team.
If you spend time around the Patrick Henry boys soccer team, you'll quickly find there's one word that describes them.
Family.
Family.
I mean, I know it's cliche, but if I've ever been able to see the true definition of that cliche, it's probably in this team, my 15th season.
With only 5 seniors, the Patriots have exceeded expectations. They're 17-3 on the season, and they possess something not every team has.
It's just our will to win, because we just have like this great will as a team just to win, and we play with a lot of passion, and I think that's mostly what drives us.
PH reeled off 10 straight wins before falling in the district championship to Blacksburg. That's when they do what they do best, rally around one another.
We encourage each other a lot. So we were like, no more losing, guys. We gotta win no matter what.
The Patriots' 2018 campaign came to an end in the region's semifinals, just one win away from a state tournament berth. This year, the Patriots are using that as fuel to the fire as they look to embark on another postseason run.
I think we're a lot better than we were last year, and we're definitely a lot closer. And so I think that's how it allowed us to have a great season. You know, we have some really big wins, but also some tough losses, and we always learn from those.
The Patriots play games like they practice, unified. They locked in the #1 seed in the region tournament, and with that, get to host the first round on Thursday.
Every win that you get just gets more and more important. And so having those at home to where a good base of those fans are yours is probably going to make all the difference in the world.
They laugh. They dance. They pick on each other. But most of all, they play as one, like family. In Roanoke, Alyssa Ray, 10 Sports.